Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. I don't know if you watch Bel Air or not, but it's basically a uh, it's a drama, right? Based on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the comedy, right? It's a dramatization. That's what I'm looking for. The dramatization of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air that was on in the '90s with Will Smith and everything. It's basically a retelling of that story, only in a more dramatic way, right? So it's not like a comedy or anything. But I was watching it, and they were having a family reunion on there, and they had these really neat shirts on that said Banks Family Reunion, and you know. So I figure, hey, why not look it up and see if they're actually selling them? I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of them. And as I was looking online, I found that in 2020, um, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air had a reunion show on HBO Max. So I looked it up on Stremio, which is my go-to uh, streaming site. Anyway, I looked it up on there, and I watched it on there, and it was actually pretty good. I think I've seen it before. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe, yeah, if it was in 2020, I probably didn't see it. But they had a lot of clips from a behind the scenes show that they did a while back. And I remember seeing that before. So that's probably what was going through my head, thinking that I've seen it. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. I liked it. Um, I like stuff like that. Like when they have like reunion shows and stuff like that, everything. Um, but yeah, oh man, you know, losing my teeth isn't that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought I'd have trouble talking. I thought I would sound like this or something similar to this because of no teeth, right? So I thought I might be speaking differently. I know I just sound like somebody with a disability, but I didn't think, like I honestly thought that I would have trouble trying to make people understand what I'm saying, but I guess not, right? So it's not a big deal losing teeth. I can still be heard. I can still do this. I can still do whatever. I can still be a public figure without teeth until I can afford to get new teeth or something like that. Right? Right, exactly. And tomorrow I am going to shave. So this little razor thing will come in handy. Right? Because there's no way a straight razor is gonna cut through this, especially not on one pass. So I'll go shave it all down, and then shave it off. Oh, there is a comb in here. Huh. Alright. 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 Yeah. Ooh, yeah, to make it look all nice and everything, and then just cut it all off. I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, you want to get the knots out of it and everything. There's a little brush. Ooh. I don't know. Um, I've seen advertisements for um, for a just for men beard and brow. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, you put it in there, it gets rid of all the gray, right? It makes it all dark and everything. I wouldn't mind getting that. But when I look really, really closely at my mustache, there's a lot of red. There's a lot of red hairs. Yeah. That just proves that I'm related to my sister. She's a complete redhead. So is her son. They say that they're twins, but who knows? Who knows how that works? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get into that. There's a huge story behind all that there. So, yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. You know, if you want to hear a big, long winded story about my sister, comment below and maybe I'll make it happen. I don't know. I don't know. But all I'm saying is after tomorrow when I shave, I'm going to look totally different because I'll bet that you've gotten used to seeing me like this. And I know that I have. I've gotten used to seeing me like this too. So, yeah. I'm kind of scared. Kind of. I don't know. Do I have a picture? How about that? How about that for a picture? Ooh, so that's what I look like clean shaven. I don't know. I remember that with the big mutton chops. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever do that again. Or that. Coffee. Anyway, yeah, I'm running low on sweetener, so I'm trying to stay away from that. Oh yeah, this is my new picture. What do you think of that? Honestly. Honestly, is that a bad flag? Or they're just stupid people out there who think it is? You know, to me, right? I'm in the middle of watching the Dukes of Hazzard, right? So this flag is on top of the General Lee. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with doing that there. I used to have one of these flags, and it used to hang in my window. Like, there's nothing bad about it. People are saying that it's racist and all this other stuff. And if you display this flag, you're being racist. You're against black people. You're against Jewish people. You're against this person and that person and blah, 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 blah. No! I like the Dukes of Hazzard. I like the show. You know, that's what it symbolizes, right? It's a rebel flag, right? You go against authority. You know, it's basically, I'll do whatever I want. The cops can't stop me. right? Within reason, of course, you know, because they're not bad people. The Dukes of Hazzard, the Duke boys are not bad people. Okay, uh, the show is not a bad show. It's a family show, right? And oh, I know that there's something online about that. Uh, ba, 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 ba. The modern display of the Confederate battle flag. Although the Confederate States of America dissolved at the end of the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, its battle flag continues to receive modern display. The modern display began during the 1948 United States presidential election when it was used by the Dixiecrats. Dixiecrats? The states' rights Democratic Party was a short-lived segregationist political party in the United States, active primarily in the South. It arose due to a southern regional split in opposition to members of the Democratic Party in the North. After President Harry S. Truman, a member of the Democratic Party, ordered integration of the military in 1948 and other actions to address civil rights of African Americans, many Southern white politicians who objected to this course organized themselves as a breakaway faction. They wished to protect the ability of states to maintain racial segregation, which is the systematic separation of facilities and services such as housing, healthcare, education, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. Anyway, the display of flags associated with the Confederacy is controversial. Supporters associate the Confederate battle flag with pride in Southern heritage, states' rights, and historical commemoration of the Civil War, while opponents associate it with glorification of the Civil War and celebrating the myth of the lost cause, racism, slavery, segregation, white supremacy, historical negativism, and treason. Incidents such as the Charleston church shooting, the Unite the Right rally, and the murder of George Floyd led to public official display of the flag being mostly retired. Okay. But it's not. To me, it's not a bad thing. It never has been a bad thing because I've never been racist in my life. You know, I don't look at stuff like that. I don't pay attention to stuff like that. So I am not a racist person. And for me to display that flag just means that I like the Dukes of Hazzard. It means that I grew up watching a TV show that was funny. Right? That they had a car with that flag on top of it. It's one of the best cars ever made. Right? I put a picture of that car, the General Lee, on my Facebook, and nobody says anything. I display the flag by itself, and I get all these things saying that I'm a racist and all this crap. I don't deserve that. You know? I don't know, man. But yeah, it doesn't. Southern rock band Leonard Skinner has made heavy use of the flag. In 2012, it tried to distance itself from the flag because of its divisive history as a symbol of racism. In an interview with CNN, Gary Rossington stated, "We just had it in the beginning because we're Southern, and that was our image back in the 70s and late 60s. But I think people through the years, people like the KKK and the skinheads, kidnapped the Dixie rebel flag, the Southern tradition and heritage of the soldiers, you know. That's what it was about. We didn't want to go to our fans or show the image like we agreed with any of the race stuff or any of the bad things. 2 weeks later, after backlash from fans, they resumed using it, with Rosington stating on the band's website, "We know what the Dixie flag represents and its heritage. The Civil War was fought over states' rights." Until July 2015, the metal band Pantera sold numerous items that featured the flag in its official online store. Founding member Dimebag Darrell, who was shot and killed in 2004, used a Dean ML guitar customized with the flag covering the guitar's body. As of July 2015, singer Phil Anselmo, wow, distanced himself from using the flag. The hip-hop group Lil Jon and East Side Boys used the flag burning on the cover of its 2001 album Put Your Hood Up, as well as in the music video for its single Baya Baya. The rockabilly musician Ray Campy played an upright bass with a customized image of the flag on the back of the instrument. At some point prior to 2009, he changed the image to the Texan flag. Southern rock musician Tom Petty used the Confederate flag in his 1985 Southern Accents tour, tying its imagery to the lead character in his song Rebels. In 2015, he disclaimed his use of the flag as downright stupid, saying it's like how a swastika looks to a Jewish person. Despite hailing from Michigan, the singer Kid Rock prominently displayed the Confederate flag on his tours, starting with his 2001 album Cocky, but by 2011 he had quietly abandoned his use of the flag. The instrumental guitarist Dwayne Eddy, along with his backing band, the Rebels, used the Confederate flag in symbolism during his early career. So yeah, I mean, people will look at almost everything as being racist or discriminatory or hateful or anything. You know, like, one of these days they're going to take that rainbow flag thingy, whatever, which originally meant that there'd be no floods, right? Because the rainbow in the sky, God put it there to say, as a promise to never flood the earth again, right? Like he did with the Noah's Ark story. And after that was a rainbow, and that's when he said that, and that's what it symbolized. The rainbow symbolized no more floods. Now it symbolizes gay pride, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. You can use it to symbolize whatever you want, right? Usually when I see rainbows, I think unicorns. I don't know. That's just the way I am. But, yeah, because I think there was a rainbow in the My Little Pony symbol. I don't know. But anyway, somebody down the line is going to say, hey, you can't use that because blah, 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 blah. Really? You know, and they're going to do that with anything. Everything's going to be banned eventually. You know, everything gets banned. Everything turns out to be a bad thing. Bad thing, right? Or You take a good thing and you turn it into a bad thing, or you take a bad thing and you turn it into a good thing. Like, who knows? I mean, the rebel flag might come back as a good thing eventually. You never know. All I know is that I'm keeping that up there. You know, I am keeping the rebel flag as my cover photo for Facebook as long as I'm watching the Dukes of Hazzard, because that's what it symbolizes to me, is the Dukes of Hazzard. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. I've always liked that flag for that reason, that show, and that show only. You know, I don't care about the whole Southern stuff. I'm not American. I'm not from the South, right? I wasn't involved in that. My family wasn't involved in that. Nobody that I know was involved with that, right? And the slaves and all that other stuff, that happened years and years and years ago, right? It has nothing to do with anything today. But people are going to hate. You know, it's like, oh, well, history says this and this and this. Okay, that's fine. You know, it doesn't mean that you got to be against it now. It doesn't mean that that's why every single person that displays a rebel flag, you know, it doesn't mean that that's why they're doing it. It has nothing to do with that for me. For me, it has nothing to do with racism or slavery or anything like that. I mean, I got a friend that's going on and on about Rosa Parks. You know, like, because she was a black lady and she was told to sit at the back of the bus. Well, you know what? You go on any transit bus in the world, and there'll be signs that says, please move to the back of the bus. And that's for everybody, not just black people, not just white people, not just, you know, not any type of certain type of people. Everybody move to the back of the bus, make room, you know, stay out of the doorways. I really, really hate it when people are standing, like, you know, the back door, right? Like in the middle of the bus there, that side door. Really hate it when people stand there while the bus is going. You know, meanwhile, there's empty seats that they could be sitting in. No, don't want to do that. Don't want to sit beside a stranger. That's what buses are for. You make friends on buses, right? You sit next to some old guy and, oh, hey, how's it going? You just start talking about whatever. Anyway, that's the point. Point is, I hate it when people stand by that door, right? Because then it's a big hassle getting off because they don't want to move out of your way. Like, really? Don't stand there. Every time I get off the bus and somebody's standing there, I always make a point. I always make a point to say, hey, you shouldn't be standing here. It blocks people's way. I don't care what they get from that or what they take away from that. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. All I know is that I am not racist, never have been racist or prejudiced or anything like that. Hell, I mean, my two youngest children are half black. So there you go. Their mother is half black, actually. So the children would be a quarter black. But anyway, that, whatever. You know, their mother is half black. I'm still friends with her. I'm not racist in any way. I just like the flag. I've always liked the flag. My sister had the flag. I think I stole it from her when she moved out. Or she gave it to me or something. I don't know. But I had it in my window. Nobody said anything about it. You know, I put a picture of the General Lee on my profile. Where is that? What? There. There. See, I put that on my profile. Orange cars matter. Of course, and then I get a comment from Steve Wright. That one definitely does. Of course it does. It's a General Lee. And I got 5 people liking it. 2 people loved it. So whatever, you know? Whatever. All I know is that there's some people out there who just can't let go of bad things. You know, can't get, you know, like, oh wow, well this is bad, so I'm going to think that it's bad for the rest of my life. Grow up. Like, seriously. It's not bad to me. Okay? If I display anything or post anything, it's because I like it. It's because it means something positive to me. I don't need comments like that saying that, oh well, it's bad. You shouldn't be using that. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And he also, this person who shall remain nameless, oh, the Dukes stopped using it in 2005. That's not true. That's not true at all. Because in the 2005 Dukes of Hazzard movie, they had it right on the top of the roof. They even made a big joke about it. You know, it's like, oh wow, yeah, it's not appropriate. Whatever. You know, it all depends on how you're using it. If you're putting it on the or if you're putting it on the General Lee car, it's appropriate for that car because that is the iconic look of that car. If you don't have the flag on the roof, the car might as well be a different color and not even be associated with the Dukes of Hazzard. Because that flag is what makes that car so iconic. So you can't stop using it. There's people that make replicas of that car to this very day that still have that flag on top of it. So you can't tell me that they stopped using it because they never did. Never. And I won't stop using it because I happen to like it. So there. I'll be back tomorrow without all this hair on my face.